The details in the film are stunning. So if you could steal a prop or a costume piece from the set, what would it be?
Your costumes are incredible, this film, I thought. Like, so cool. The one at the end as well, I was like, damn, was there a bit of poker going on, perhaps? Polka dots?
When?
In the end.
What do you mean at the end?
When you get the stuff in the cage. Whatever, I just noticed your costumes were cool. And
oh yeah, the polka dots, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. What would I choose? I had a cane at one point and I loved
I don't know
walking.
why you had a cane. It made no sense for your character.
Gravitas. Excuse you. I'm getting married, I'm a man now. It was a symbol of
I don't know.
sturdiness.
I was a bit like, why does he have a cane?
Unbelievable. I make a character choice and it's laughed at.
Oh gosh.
I wanted to give him a limp, but the same thing happened.
Yeah, laugh. No, I would say my last wedding dress. I wish I could keep that one. I love that one. It's
And the
giving
veil?
Lana Del Rey, effortless, chic. J'adore.
I suppose for me it would have to be Watson's cane because it was with
I
me
thought
every
you might
day,
say that.
all the time. Yeah. It really became like a real, a touch point for me for getting into character. So yeah.
We've been rooting for Enola and Tewkesbury since the first film. Now they're getting married. If they were to get married today, where do you think they would go on their honeymoon?
Ooh. I would like an English countryside wedding and then a honeymoon. So it would have to be on a boat somewhere in Spain.
Do you think Spain?
Mallorca.
Like maybe somewhere in like Africa.
In the 1880s.
Oh, but in today's time, I can see
In
Enola
today's time, because
today's time.
we went to Morocco together.
That's
And I
true.
feel like that would be kind of interesting. That has a lot of history.
Maybe they go to East Africa.
Yeah.
Maybe we go to Kenya and Tanzania.
Yeah. I wonder if Enola likes animals like that. Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah. Or they like to swim.
Yeah.
So maybe somewhere with water. Maybe like the south of France.
it's pretty
Fair
good.
enough. If you could pair Watson with one of your past characters for Detective Adventure, who would make the best partner? Like Tamwa, Jack Malik, or someone else entirely?
Wow, that's a good question. Yeah, I'd say Tamwa's probably.
I agree. He's really observant.
Pretty clever dude. Yeah, very observant. Just sat back and watched the madness unfold for 9 years. Yeah.
There are so many fun action scenes in the film. Like, without giving too much away, which one was your favorite to shoot? And did you learn any fun, cool moves that stood out?
Your fight with Moriarty at the end I thought was pretty sick. The knife.
Yeah.
But then you run off and you leave her unconscious and the knife next to her.
Because she won't, like,
She
Enola
won't.
doesn't believe in killing people.
But is she not putting herself in danger? Shouldn't she throw the knife or something?
Yeah.
She wanted to see her brother.
Yeah.
That's a good point. The knife thing, great point.
Yeah. It's like Jack and Rose on the Titanic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enola Holmes is all about clues, puzzles, and solving mysteries. So did you find yourself getting into any types of puzzles or detective-style games while preparing for the role?
Oh gosh, it's a good. I'm someone who does a crossword. I'm very much a crossword guy. I'm always doing them, to be honest, as a sort of chill out thing. Although I often then get really stressed out and start to feel very stupid.
So crossword every day while shooting, hopefully.
Yeah.
Now, you guys really step into these characters. So I want to know, Louis, what's the most Enola thing about Millie? And Millie, what's the most Tewkesbury thing about Louis?
The most Enola thing about you. There's a fair few. I'm not gonna lie. There's a decent overlap. If Millie and Enola were on a Venn diagram, the intersection would be quite large.
I fully just envisioned that.
Yeah.
I would say Lou is very kind of emotional and like in touch with his feelings, similar to Tewkesbury.
Yeah.
But maybe, dare I say, not a great communicator.
Oh. You think
Oh.
Tewkesbury's a better communicator than I am?
No, I don't. I don't think Tewkesbury's a very good communicator. And I think that like that's where you share like similarity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like bad, but like sometimes in the film I feel like Tewkesbury could be like, why did you leave me at the like he could have just asked her blatantly.
Asked her, right.
Yeah, like why didn't he just I understand that the film would be a lot shorter. But like I feel like if we communicated.
Yeah, we could have arrived sooner. I think I was a little bit peeved with you.
Oh.
And wanted you to do the begging to me.
Right, got it. Okay.
Because who left who at the altar?
Right, true.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Obviously, in the film, Sherlock goes missing and Enola has to find a clue that he's left behind. If you went missing, what clue would you leave behind?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I think I'd probably, try and scrawl something on a piece of paper, or I don't know, I guess maybe like try and slip an air tag in my pocket or something. So someone can follow my location. I don't know, something silly like that. Yeah, I should think about that though, shouldn't I? We should all be prepared for those situations. Thank you for reminding me.
We have seen you grow from Tewkesbury, from a young clueless boy to a man fit for society. What scene in this new film do you feel like encapsulates his growth?
There's a moment where Watson turns to him when he gives him kind of the heart to heart, and he's like, basically says, you can choose your own path. You don't have to let the past make you, you know, in turn. And I look at him, and I like to think that he was thinking, yeah, that's true, and that is something I'm going to live by. I feel like he chooses a path in this at that moment. Be the good guy.
Be the good guy. Yeah, I love that part. Fans have been waiting for a Watson and Sherlock bromance since Enola Holmes 2. What was it working with Henry Cavill, and did you get a chance to start building that bromance?
Sadly, we didn't, mainly because he's missing for this movie. So, but who knows? Maybe we'll get a chance further down the line. I'd love to. You know, I think Henry's a fantastic actor, a lovely guy. I think people are going to really love what he's done in this movie, what we see of him. It's, I think, a kind of Sherlock in a position that we don't necessarily see Sherlock Holmes. I think he's a fantastic actor, so I'd love to dance with him a bit more.
Most people focus on Sherlock's brilliance, and in this film, obviously, Enola's in the spotlight. But what do you personally believe is Watson's superpower?
I think it's his powers of observation, of course, but also his kindness and his empathy, especially for someone who's probably been up against a lot in his life. I think he's never lost his humanity and his belief in the good of people, and I think that's a real superpower. Yeah.